day, isn't it?
Missions, missions, missions. It feels like all I've been doing with my time is completing missions, and while that isn't too far away from being the truth, it should be well worth it at the end of the day. But with the way we're completing missions, finishing 15 and claiming the rewards and then remaking the character, now, more than ever, we need to find some ways to speed up the leveling process. So one nice thing that we can now do that we're level 6 is open up our gift box for level 6, and we can actually now get a really good use case out of the Rite of Special Passage. So first off, we use our horse, and we're just going to make our way real quick over to the Stable Masters, and then we can show what really big thing we can now do on every single one of our characters that's going to save us a lot of LOTRO points. So we're going to use this Stable Master here, chuck on our Hour of Rite of Special Passage, and just go to Celendim or somewhere else. And then we're going to use that to then go to Mossward, and even though we don't have Before the Shadow, there's still something very important we can do here. So even though you can see the quests are unavailable, we'd have to buy Before the Shadow, which is not available for us right now, but maybe in March we'll go for that. But if we come in the blacksmith shop, then we should, if all things go to plan, do a little extra never hurts. Now, I never actually unlocked this at the beginning of the count because I thought, hey, why should I do that? But now, if we do, we get our free steed, and we also get the riding skill for every single character. And we only have to unlock this once, so it's definitely now worth it. Much better than the horn or whatever that it gave to us before. And luckily, I have exactly 10 LOTRO points to use. So let's do that, accept the quest, finish the quest, and now this character has riding and a horse to ride with. Right, it took us long enough to get to level 20 again, but finally, since we are level 20, we can actually open up the moats boxes and start getting ourselves some nice account-bound gear. And then if we come over to our house, we've also got all our account-bound gear here as well. I've actually done a little bit more in the Yondershire, actually got ourselves 2 earrings, because I realized that was super easy to do, so let's go grab those and get ourselves geared up, ready for missions and I guess also some Erin Lewin runs. I will say though, even though we did get the free riding skill and horse, it is unbearably slow at 32%. So at some point, I definitely think we need an account-wide horse. But now that we're here, we can go grab ourselves another box. And what are we going to go for this time? I'm not quite sure. We went for a weapon last time, so maybe we should just get the second weapon, considering that we are mostly filled up on our jewelry. Actually, let's go for a cloak. Why not? So let's just check our armor, and we're probably just going to go with the cloak. As I said, might, vitality, and crit. Hey, it's something, and it's consistently, you know, there. We don't actually get a vitality upgrade from going for this, unfortunately, but hey, it's a little bit more damage, a little bit more crit, and worst case scenario, we deconstruct it and replace it later. And then for our weapon, I don't know what we said last time. We had a bit of a choice, didn't we? Maybe we'll just go with the axe for now. Let's put those on. And level 20 with nearly 2,000 morale, that's pretty good. Physical mastery up to a decent amount. And obviously, as we do our virtues, we should be able to build up these by doing the deeds. So that should be pretty good. And we even have some 20% extra virtue experience at the moment. So, hey, a little bit extra going here and there.
Well met. Will you help me?
Hail, friend, and well met. Greetings.
Alright, so after that last LOTRO point run, we finally have enough for another piece of weaponry, 1,500 moats of enchantment, so we're definitely going to go grab that. And unfortunately, kind of, during that whole thing, I found something that's slightly annoying for us as a character. So last time I ended up getting not only the axe here, but I also got myself the cloak, which does feel a little bit low in stats, and I've been proven that by the fact that I got this level 9 cloak while doing the LOTRO point run, and it's kind of better. I get less armor, but I do get more might, the same health, and I do get physical mastery over crit, which is kind of more preferred at the moment because our crit is quite high, which is kind of annoying. But the difference is that that is a chance drop compared to a bound to account constantly available drop, so there is that going for it. But it is making me think that maybe there is a better choice for cloak. Maybe we can start crafting ourselves something with medium or sturdy hides potentially, because we are getting quite a few medium hides from the stuff that we're doing. So maybe there's a chance for that, but it'll be a bit annoying because that's a whole 1,500 moats wasted. But we are only 2 items away from being full on our inventory, at least in terms of moat stuff, and I do still need to go get the necklace and the other bracelet, and then we will be sorted in terms of the bound to account stuff. And I'm still toying with whether or not I want to get with the other one of these rings, or if I'm going to go for the quite ordinary Ring of Might. I'm currently capped on further adventure tokens, so no matter what I do, it's not really a big deal. But yeah, honestly, I think the next thing I'm going to go for after this is probably a toolkit. I think a enduring universal toolkit is actually quite worthwhile. It's 450 LOTRO points, but currently we are, I think, halfway there. 260, so 200 LOTRO points away, 2 more runs of getting rep, and we can afford an enduring toolkit. So in the last free-to-play series, I caught a little bit of flack about the purchasing of the universal toolkit. So I wanted to take a little bit of time to explain why it's actually really useful for us. There are 2 different types of universal toolkit, the bog standard universal toolkit and the one we're interested in, the enduring universal toolkit, which is going to cost us 450 LOTRO points. And the reason we want to go for that one is quite simply the durability. The standard farming tools have a normal durability of 45, meaning that it doesn't last all that long and needs repairing fairly often on the way to level 20. But the enduring toolkit has a substantial durability of 100, which isn't as simple as a 2-ish times increase, the substantial meaning it uses a durability point less often than the normal, meaning we only have to repair it once or twice during the actual leveling process, saving time on our double XP tomes. It also includes a 4.5 second harvest time reduction, which helps us when we get to the Minas Ithil farms, which I have actually been harvesting since it does have a small chance of rewarding us with an Ithilon shard, which we can then sell for 40 to 50 gold. Plus, with the changes made to free-to-play, we don't need to be saving up loads of LOTRO points for expansions for a little while now, so we can spend a little bit more at this stage than in the previous series. And with this quest completion, we will have our final bound to account item that is from the Yondershire. Finally, we're going to go for the Air Refresher, just because crit is, in my opinion, more important than finesse right now. And something funny I kind of realized is... the Bjornings that I'm making, these level 20s, are, with this gear at least, stronger than my currently level 26 Hunter. I have more morale, which is something, but also, yeah, I'm just doing more damage with the Bjornings. So, yeah, we really need to sort out getting some gear for the Hunter, don't we? In fact, we're going to be doing a little bit of work on that right now. I'm going to go get myself the Barrow Scout's armor. It is better than what I currently have for the most part and has the advantage of having set bonuses, and we can afford it. We're a little low on medallions still, but we have enough to afford it for now, and it just means I have to put a little bit more work into my medallion farming. But let's go grab all these, and after this, we should see a quite decent increase in our stats. There we are, and hopefully that helps out. Obviously, jewelry is still a thing, and weapons and such, and we can work on that as we go, but yeah, that's at least something we can do now. Alright, so we're level 20, once again, ready to take on our next LOTRO point run, and hopefully get that toolkit pretty soon. However, we have our moats box ready to use. This time we're going to go with a bow because we basically have finished here. We have all our Yondershire gear plus this ring, the moats cloak, and an axe. And although we do want an offhand as well, I think overall it's better for us to go for a bow because we only get a common bow out of this. We don't actually get any stats or anything like that. So we have 2 choices. We can either go for might, vitality, finesse, or if we scroll down, we can actually go for might, vitality, fate. I personally think fate is probably the better choice for us here. Damage is the same. All that we want is just stats. More stats equal better. And I think fate is just going to give us more useful stats than the finesse right now, because that's not really something we have an issue with. It's more about one-shotting stuff than it is about hitting stuff, since we're quite over-leveled for the areas we're going to. As we reach Dead Man's Perch, we should get 5 more LOTRO points, putting us up to 350. There we are. And if we add on all our rep items as well, that should get us to 450 if all things go to plan. And 450 is exactly enough for the toolkit that I want, so I wanted to go for the Enduring Universal Toolkit just because it has slightly faster harvesting and also higher crit, which isn't a big deal, but mostly it just has a bigger durability and we have to repair less. Right now, if we're doing the farming, we have to repair even just the actual store-bought hoe, we have to repair it like 3, 4, maybe 5 times in the runs, whereas this time maybe once we have to repair it per level up also, which is a lot more efficient on our money. Plus the fact that it's bound to account, which means I can just trade it over and I don't have to really worry as much. But yeah, definitely a lot more impressive than our farming tools.
So I just found something really interesting out. We're getting a lot of task items from all this LOTRO point farming and getting Cardolan trinkets and stuff like that. So much so that we're getting these cool skins. And if we read the little red text at the bottom, it says they may be given in for tasks in the North Downs and Cardolan. And from what I've seen, if we give in all of these core skins, not only do we get some rep, we also get the task at hand thing, which is going to eventually help us out, but this 5 tasks should be enough reputation for us to get 5 LOTRO points right there from reputation. So every single character, assuming that we actually go around and actually, you know, pick up these items, we should be getting 5 LOTRO points from every time we do this, just extra per character. It's not a lot, but it is something. So it should be this one here. So you must earn acquaintance standing with the Dunedain of Cardolan. We get 5 iron coins of Cardolan, and we also get 5 LOTRO points and a title. Obviously 5 LOTRO points isn't a massive amount, as I said, but if we're doing all these runs and multiple at a time, you know, it's something extra, and I won't say no to extra LOTRO points. Now all I need to do is one more set of missions, and I think we have everything that I wanted to get done. Alright, so we finally have 1,500 moats once again. In fact, we actually have 1,505, but ignore the 5. We are able to now get our final moats piece of gear, which is a very exciting time. So once again, we're going to go with our last weapon, which is our offhand. And let's go pick the teal version. We are level 20, so this all works. And we went for the axe last time, and I think what we want to do this time is go for the... Oh, what was it that I was going to go for? It was the bludgeon. Yeah, the club. That's what I was looking at, because not only do we get the same might and vitality, but we do get a bit of physical mastery, and it's nice to just have, you know, part on each. If we're having 2, we may as well have, like, 1 physical mastery, 1 crit. It just makes sense to me, but we're going to go with that. Let's go put that on our offhand, and at level 20, our stats are currently, without any virtues being added, over 2,000 morale, which is pretty nice. We have 22.2% on the crit, but that is helped by the extra 5% crit here, so we can actually think that as 17%, but that's still pretty good. And our physical mastery is 86.5. However, looking at stat caps, it's, I think, quite difficult at level 20 to get really, really close to that, and the game doesn't expect you to. But as we stand right now, we are pretty much the best setup we can possibly go for. Potentially, you know, going this ring instead of this ring, or switching one of those, but that's not like a huge deal. For now, I think we're done. And yeah, now we just have to do some actual leveling. But first, I need to go do some LOTRO point farming with this guy and try and unlock our next thing. But you'll see what that is next time. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.